After 10 long years of war, the great city of Troy fell. Odysseus and his brave men boarded their ships, eager to return to their beloved homeland of Ithaca. But the gods of Olympus were angry, and a long, perilous journey lay ahead. Their first stop was Ismarus, the land of the Cyclones. A fierce battle ensued, testing the strength and resolve of Odysseus and his crew as they fought to defend their fleet. A sudden storm blew them to the land of the Lotus Eaters. The mysterious inhabitants offered the crew sweet lotus flowers, which made them forget all thoughts of home. Odysseus had to drag his weeping men back to the ships. Sailing onward, they entered the dark, cavernous island of the Cyclopes. There, they were trapped inside a giant cave by the monstrous Polyphemus, who blocked the exit with a massive boulder. To escape, clever Odysseus offered the giant strong wine. Once Polyphemus fell into a deep sleep, Odysseus and his men sharpened a wooden stake in the fire and blinded the giant's single eye. The next morning, Odysseus and his surviving men escaped by clinging to the bellies of Polyphemus' giant sheep as they walked out to graze. Once safe on his ship, Odysseus proudly shouted his real name to the blinded giant. They reached the floating island of Aeolia. King Aeolus, the god of winds, welcomed them and gifted Odysseus a glowing leather sack containing all the stormy winds, ensuring a peaceful journey home. Just as the shores of Ithaca came into view, Odysseus fell asleep. His curious crew, thinking the bag held gold, opened it, unleashing a violent storm that blew them far away from home. The storm drove them to the land of the Laestrygonians, a race of powerful giants. The giants hurled massive rocks from the cliffs, destroying 11 of Odysseus' ships. Only his flagship escaped. They arrived at Aeaea, the island of the beautiful sorceress Circe. She invited Odysseus' scouting party into her palace and, with a wave of her golden wand, turned them into pigs. Protected by the magical herb moly given to him by Hermes, Odysseus confronted Circe. He resisted her spells and forced her to restore his men to their human forms, earning her respect and friendship. Circe advised Odysseus that he must visit the underworld to consult the blind prophet Tiresias. In the misty realm of the dead, Tiresias warned him of Poseidon's anger and revealed the path back to Ithaca. Sailing on, they approached the island of the Sirens. Odysseus plugged his men's ears with beeswax and had himself bound tightly to the mast so he could safely hear their beautiful, dangerous song. Next, they had to navigate a narrow, treacherous strait. On one side lurked Scylla, the six-headed sea serpent, and on the other was Charybdis, the giant, swirling whirlpool. As they sailed past, the monster Scylla struck, her 6 heads reaching down to snatch 6 of Odysseus' bravest crewmen from the deck. Heartbroken but determined, Odysseus urged the survivors forward. With great effort, the crew rowed past the terrifying whirlpool of Charybdis, escaping its watery grasp and sailing into calmer waters. They landed on Thrinacia, the island of the sun god Helios. Despite Odysseus' warnings, his starving crew slaughtered the sacred sun cattle while he slept, angering the gods. As punishment, Zeus struck their ship with a massive thunderbolt. The ship shattered, and all the crew drowned, leaving only Odysseus alive, clinging to a single wooden timber. Odysseus washed ashore on Ogygia, the beautiful paradise island of the nymph Calypso. She cared for him and kept him as her companion for 7 long years, though his heart yearned for home. Finally, Zeus sent Hermes to order Calypso to release Odysseus. With a heavy heart, Calypso helped him build a strong wooden raft so he could finally sail back to his family. After his raft was destroyed by Poseidon, Odysseus washed up on Scheria, the island of the Phaeacians. King Alcinous welcomed him warmly, listened to his epic tales, and promised him a swift ship home. The Phaeacian ship brought Odysseus back to Ithaca while he slept, leaving him safely on a quiet cove. After 20 years, the hero had finally returned to his homeland. The goddess Athena appeared to Odysseus. To protect him from the greedy suitors occupying his palace, she disguised him as an old, ragged beggar with a wooden staff. In his beggar disguise, Odysseus visited his loyal swineherd, Eumaeus, who welcomed him warmly without recognizing his master, proving his enduring loyalty. Soon, Odysseus' brave son, Telemachus, arrived. Odysseus revealed his true identity to his son, and they embraced in tears, plotting their revenge against the suitors. Odysseus entered his palace disguised as a beggar. He watched in silence as the arrogant suitors feasted, wasted his wealth, and mistreated his household. To decide her fate, Queen Penelope announced a contest. She would marry the man who could string Odysseus' ancient bow and shoot an arrow through 12 iron axe heads. One by one, the suitors tried to string the mighty bow, but none were strong enough. Then, the ragged beggar stepped forward, effortlessly flexing and stringing the heavy weapon. With a swift shot, Odysseus sent the arrow straight through all 12 axe heads. He threw off his beggar rags, revealed his true identity, and alongside Telemachus and Athena, defeated the suitors. At last, Odysseus proved his identity to Penelope by describing their secret olive tree bed. Reunited after 20 years, peace and joy were finally restored to the kingdom of Ithaca.